So good afternoon, guys. It is 2:49 p.m. here in San Benito, Texas, and I am going to share a small, hopefully short tutorial with you guys. We are going to make a Southern style baby bow, which would be this bow right here. Okay, and this little bow, I made them for my granddaughter. She is about 2 months old. My daughter-in-law shared a pattern with me and asked if I could make this little bow, and then of course she suggested that we attach pantyhose, the nylon pantyhose, which I never knew we could use this on babies' heads, but you know what? It's I like it. I guess it'll fit around the babies, you know, and it won't hurt them and stuff because it's very soft. So I made a small, a medium, and a large bow for my granddaughter because my daughter-in-law likes big bows on her little girl and her newborn baby, or her 2-month-old baby. So I will be selling these in my Etsy shop, but I wanted to share this pattern with you guys, okay? And I will share the link to the pattern. Of course, I give credit where it's due, and it's very simple and it's cute. And if you want to follow me, I will show you how to make this beautiful bow in different colors so that you can either give them away as gifts, maybe put them on your babies or your little girls, and or if you have an Etsy shop like me, you can sell them there as well. So let's get started, okay? Okay, so what you will need if you are just a beginner, again, I always advise new crocheters to use row counters, okay? So you want to have one of these with you, and of course a stitch marker. Again, if you're new at this, if you're new or you're just learning to crochet and sometimes you lose where you started, you know, the stitches, use a marker. I use bobby pins. You will also need a tapestry needle. Let's see if I can get it. Of course, I still haven't made any time to go visit the craft store to get me some tapestry needles with bigger eye openings, because my eyes, guys. And then this is the fun part. I will share a link with you guys that I found on YouTube, where the lady, she shares how to cut up the pantyhose and get your little pieces, and how she rolls them up, and you guys can follow her if you'd like. But I made a lot of them, as you can see right here. Look at that, guys. So yeah, you will need one of these. Once you get them cut, you just kind of like twist them around so they can, you know, kind of curl up. But you'll need one of these or several, depending on how many bows you're going to make. So you also need, of course, a pair of scissors. We all know that we need a pair of scissors. And I'm going to use this yarn right here. This is metallic yarn. This is, I believe I used, let me check, hold on. Let me see. It is, my eyes don't, okay. The brand is I Love This Yarn, but I bought it at Walmart, and it's metallic yarn. It is worsted weight yarn, but it's the name of the yarn is I Love This Yarn, and it is metallic yarn. And I bought 3. I bought one in a purple, some kind of a, looks like a hot pink, and sort of a kind of another pink, a lighter pink. So you can go to Hobby Lobby, you can go to your local craft store, and again, I just love the metallic. I really love the metallic in the yarn. It's just pretty. It just gives the bow a pretty nice shimmer. So for this bow, guys, and I believe this bow measures, let me look at her pattern. I believe it measures, and she calls this the baby bow. She has names for her bows. This is the baby bow, the pattern for the baby bow. And I'm thinking that it's measuring about, from this end, the width, say about 3.5, and then I say from here to here about 3 inches in height. They're cute. So to make this baby bow, we are going to chain 25. So let's chain 25. If you don't know how to chain 25, go to my tutorials and you will find a tutorial how to chain. And she says the originator to this pattern, she uses a G hook. Of course, you can't really see mine, but it's a G hook. So what we're gonna do here, guys, we're gonna chain 25. Alrighty. So let's chain 25. Let's see, get these scissors out of the way. I hope that I'm in focus, guys. Am I in focus or not? Let's see. Sometimes I have a hard time focusing with my iPhone, guys. I don't have the best of equipment. There we go. So we're gonna chain 25, okay? So let's chain 25. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. And 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So don't crochet or make your chain too tight, because then when you're going to have to insert your hook into the chain, you'll have some trouble getting in there. And also when you're using metallic yarn, just letting you know, because it happens to me, sometimes my hook gets kind of caught into the metallic threading there, and then I have to unravel. Okay, so now you've chained 25, and now we're gonna form a little circle. So guys, this is the back of the chain. You can see all the little humps. You see those little humps? They call them like the camel humps, or the back hump stitch. When you're going to connect your chain to the other end, make sure that the V's are facing you, and then you're going to take your hook and insert it in the front right here, the very first chain you made right after this slip knot. Do not insert your hook into the back part, because then your chain will be twisted. So just insert it in there like so. Take your yarn, the working yarn. This is the little one that's, you know, loose, the loose end. Just kind of turn it towards the back. Then you're going to yarn over the hook and you're going to pull it right through that first chain that you inserted your hook in. Pull, and then you're going to take this loop and pull it right through this other loop here. That's a slip stitch. And there you go. We've connected our chain. You see that? So now here we will not be chaining 1 or 2. Okay? What we're going to do is we're going to make half double crochets. Okay? So we're going to make a half double crochet into that first chain where we joined, and we're going to make a half double crochet. And just pull it through, and this is where you will use your stitch marker. Okay, so that way in case you lose where you're at, you'll know. Okay, so just insert it there, that way you know this is the first half double for your first round. So just use your little round counter. There's 1. So we are working on round 1. And then you're going to continue all around, inserting your hook into the chains and make a half double crochet. Now, if you want a cleaner edge and you don't want to just insert your hook into the chain, you can also insert your hook into the back hump to get a more cleaner edge around, but I'm not going to do that. So here we go into the 3rd chain, pull up a bit and draw through all of those loops and continue doing that. You can see all your chains, you just try to pull up a bit so that your loops are pretty much the same height. And then just continue. That's what you call a half double crochet. Yarn over the hook and insert it into the chain. Yarn over the hook and pull up. Yarn over the hook and draw through all the loops. And you're going to continue doing this all around until you have a total of 25 half double crochets. So when you're done, I will meet you here at the end of the row. So I have completed the round, and there should be a total of 25 half double crochets. So you can start with the very first one that is marked, and you can count. So here I count by 2s. Here's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, and here's 25 right here. And this is just where you joined when you made when you connected your chain. So you have 25 half doubles. So we're going to begin round 2. So take your round counter and just rotate it to number 2, and we're going to be making a total of 9 rounds to get the size of the yarn, the you know, so that we can make our bow. The little square, it's going to look like a little square or something like that. Okay, so we're going to begin round round 2. Sorry guys, I get a little tongue twisted. Sometimes I get nervous. Okay, here the pattern writer, the one that wrote the pattern, she does not join for the rounds. Okay, she just works in the round. So just remove your stitch marker from that first one, and we're not going to join and slip stitch. We're just going to yarn over the hook, and we're going to go into that back, into the back loop. Okay, we're going to go into the back loop right here, like that. And we're going to make a half double crochet. So this is the first half double crochet for round 2. Take your stitch marker and mark it, because that's the beginning, because we want to make sure that from this stitch to the end we have a total of 25. And for this round 2 and round 3 and throughout round 9, you will be making half double crochets in the back loop. Now, the rider to this pattern says it's optional. You do not have to stitch into the back loop. You can also stitch into the both loops if you don't want this ridge. So after we finish, you're going to see these little ridges, like little humps. It's a little, I don't know, it just gives your bow some detail, but you do not have to. It's up to you. I kind of like it. So this is all we're doing. Just going into that back loop, and we're just making a half double crochet every stitch around, but into the back, and it's a half. Okay, so continue making your half double all around to the end, and we will meet here. We will meet here shortly. Enjoy, have fun, relax. Okay guys, I finished round 2. Okay, and just to make sure I have 25 stitches, I like to count. Let's count one more time. And I don't know, I suggest that you guys do the same, especially if you're just learning to crochet and you want to make sure that you have the right amount of stitches for your project. So I start with the first stitch that's marked, so that's 1 and 2, so I count by 2. Okay, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, and 25. So we have 25 half double crochet stitches, so that means we're good. So now we're going to start round 3. So take your round counter and again dial it to number 3. This is just to remind you, you are on round 3. Round 3, or if you're crocheting straight across, it's a row. I get them mixed up sometimes, but I think you get my point here. You know what I'm talking about. So here again, we're going to remove the stitch marker, yarn over the hook. We're not going to join. We're going to go into that back loop, and we will make a half double crochet. Take your stitch marker again and mark the first half double crochet for round 3, and then continue making your half doubles in the back loop in every half double crochet stitch around till you get to the last half stitch right here. That's right before the first one you made. Okay, so we're going to continue making these half double crochet stitches into the back loop. Again, you do not have to make the stitch in the back loop. You can make your stitch into both. I can insert your hook so that you can see both, you know, the loops are on top of your hook, but this pattern says to go into that back loop. Again, it's just to give your bow, you you know, some more highlighted details, so that it will not look so plain. And you just continue until you get to that end. And again, you see, I get stuck into the metallic thread. To that, I call it thread. Anyhow, we're just gonna, that's all we're doing. These bows are so cute. My daughter-in-law did send me a picture of my granddaughter wearing the bow. I made her 3 bows, small, medium, and large, in purple, in this color, and of course this one here. And then there's this one. I'm thinking this one is like a turquoise. I think it's a turquoise. I'm not sure. I get them all mixed up, these colors sometimes. All the blues and stuff, that they all from the same family. I don't know. I don't have the wrapping that came with it, so I don't remember the name of that color, but I think a lot of you know. So just going into that back loop, guys. That's it. All right, so I'm pretty much at the end of round 3. Here is round, or row, round, sorry, round, because we're going in the round. Here's the last one, and we have completed. See how that metallic stuff gets stuck into my hook. Like that. There we go. So we've completed round 3. Do you see why the rider to this pattern says to do in the back loop? So when you do that, you get this little ridge. If you don't, then it's just going to be plain. You're not going to see that. So it's up to you guys. All right, guys. So we've completed round 3, and I want you to please continue working in the round like I showed you. You just yarn over the hook, remove your stitch marker, insert your hook into the back loop of that first stitch, make your half double. Uh-oh, see? There we go, guys. There it is. It's the only thing about this yarn over, go into the back loop, go through all of them, take your marker, your stitch marker, and mark your first half double crochet stitch for round 4, and you're going to continue this pattern all around for 9 rows. So when you're done with your 9 rows, then I'll show you what's next. See you in a bit. So we are pretty much coming to the end of row 9, and all we had to do was make a half double crochet into the back loop of every stitch. And if you've been marking your rows with this stitch marker, you should know that you have a total of 9 rows. And this is how your work should be. So you can count your rows just by counting. You can see them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And there you go, guys. So you can remove your stitch marker, and then I will make a slip stitch right here, just to go into that next stitch, into under the both loops, pull through, and then draw through, make a chain, And then here, I need you to leave enough yarn for you to wrap around the center of your bow. Again, everybody's different. Some like it more fuller, maybe less. It's up to you. Okay, so mine almost are the same. So I leave quite a bit of yarn. And I do stay with some about this much left, but I rather have enough yarn and then not have. I can always use the scraps for something else. So I'm gonna just try to pull some of this yarn out so I can wrap around my bow. I'm gonna show you how to shape your bow. I guess it's right there's good. Okay, so here, all you're gonna do is pull. Just pull all the yarn through that chain. The yarn that you will be wrapping around the center of your bow. Just give it a little tug. Then here you have a little piece, the little piece that's just loose there. What I do is I'll take my needle. Let's see if I can insert this hook. I mean this needle. This, I did it. Yay. All right, so this is the outside of the bow. This is the inside, which would be the wrong side. So I take my needle and I just run it through the back loops on the inside of the bow. And I'm just hiding it. That's all I'm doing. Okay. And don't pull too tight so that you will not lose its little shape. Gotta do this again, guys. That's why I'm saying I need some hooks with bigger eyes, bigger eye openings. So again, all I'm doing is just hiding this loose, this tail. And that's it. That's it. See? It's on the inside. So I'll just take my scissors and snip it. All right. So now this is the back. This will be the back of the bow. And I say because where this ends right here. Okay. So what we're gonna do, this is all the yarn that I am gonna use to wrap around the center. So to create this little center, or to make it look like this, we're gonna pinch. Okay, it's gonna be like this. Okay, so here's your yarn where you end it. Here's the opening. So the opening is gonna be facing up, and here's the other opening. There's an opening on the sides. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna, just kind of center it. You're gonna go up like that, pinch, and then I'll take this and I'll pinch it down, not up unless you want to. It's up to you. Pinch again, and the same on the other side. Pinch. See? Look at that. So you play with it however you want. Now, I have all this extra yarn, but what I'm gonna do is, just to secure this, how I pinched it here, I'm gonna take my needle again, and I'm going to run it through right here into the center. Again, this is just to secure it. So just insert your hook here, and so you can see it right here. You see that? You're just piercing it through the other side. And then you're gonna pull all that yarn. You might stay with a lot of yarn left. Again, it's up to you how much of this yarn you want to wrap around the center of your bow. If you have extra, well, you can use that for other small projects. All right, so then let's just go one more time, or let's go the opposite side right here. Just like that. Ouch. Oops. Always poking myself. Okay, so just pull, pull. Remember, this is the back side of the bow. Just remember that. Okay, so you see, we've secured it. Now, turn it upside down, and you're gonna do the same thing here. Pinch up, like that, and then pinch, and then pinch together. And then take your needle and insert it. Doesn't make a difference where, just more or less in the center, just so that you can secure that, the gathering that you made or you are making. Just pull. Like that. And then let's go back the opposite way, like this again. Seems like a lot of work, guys, but oh well. This is all made by a hand, made by hands. It's not machine made. It's the reason why sometimes it's a little pricey, some of these things. Okay, so now I'm gonna just take my needle, remove it, the thread from the needle, and then here I'm gonna take this yarn and I'm gonna wrap it around a little bit. You be creative. And then pull a little bit, like so, and then just shape it wherever you feel it needs to be, you know, like that. Ta-da! Okay, so now we're going to take this little piece of nylon band, and we are going to take all this yarn. Let's get all this yarn, because we still have all this yarn to wrap in the center. I'll make it into a little ball here. Just got to find the end. Let me see. Oops. Let's see, where is it? There it is. Okay, so here, this is the front of the bow. Take this, insert it through that center of this little band. This little band is gonna stay right there, right there. And then you're gonna be wrapping it. But you're gonna have to be pulling it through the little, through the circle. And it's a little work, but, well, I think it's a stress reliever. Now, you guys have another way of doing it? Share with me. I would greatly appreciate it. So as you can see what I'm doing, right? I'm just having to pull it out. Like, I take it, I wrap it where I want to place it, and then I pull it out through the little ring, which is the nylon band. Then I go ahead and just place it where I feel it needs to be placed. So it's up to you how you want your bow to look. Okay, here we go again. Wherever you feel you need to hide some spaces. But I'm gonna have to get going. I have to go pick up my daughter from work. Okay, continue like that. See, like right here, you need to put some right here So I guess you can just use your own judgment. It doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes when we try to be too perfect, everything just becomes a disaster. So I'm just pulling it through. Uh-oh, got knotted, and I just give it a little tug. I don't know what happened here. A little knot. You just gotta be careful. That. Okay, let's see. Come on, come on. I enjoy making all these cute little things. Okay, so I'm gonna do it again. Wrap it. All right. And then I'm gonna bring it out through this ring. My daughter-in-law suggests, or she likes, for the hand or the band to be here. I guess some people will probably put it here, but she says if you want the bow to stand like this instead of flat, she says it's best to place it right here below the center of the two sides of the bow. So far I think this looks good. I still have a lot of this yarn left, so I'm just pulling it through again. Sorry guys, getting off camera here. I think that's pretty good. What do you think? You can give it a little tug if you want, just to pull, just like that. You see that? And we'll just give it one more turn. One more wrap. Right there. I think that's good enough right there. So then, when I get back from picking up my daughter, I'll share with you what to do next. See you in a bit. So now we are going to finish this bow. And all you have to do is take your tapestry needle and we are going to, oops, sorry guys, take this needle, and this is the back. This is the back of the bow. All I'm gonna do is just take this needle and go right through all these loops. And then just pull. What I do. You have another way of doing it to secure your bow, then whatever works for you. This is how I do it. I don't pull too much, but I just want to secure the bow. I just want to secure the yarn from unraveling, and the bow is, you know, from the having the bow all disassemble and things just falling apart from all ends. I think that's good enough. You don't have to do that much. And then, say about right here, anywhere, just make a little knot, you know. go right through that little loop and then pull like that. Maybe make another one. Since I do photography and I have a spare room, this room that I am in is also a spare room. So my plan is to use this room for my craft studio, and the room next to this room will be my photography studio. And I will be focusing on children photography and newborn, and I think I'm going to be making some bows. So then just give it another round, and that's it, guys. Cool. And just snip this yarn and you're done. Here's your bow. So let's just assume this is a head. Let's see if we can, let me just pull up my camera a bit right here, and this would be the baby's head, right? And there you go. Let me pick up my there, you see that? No wonder my daughter-in-law says and suggests for you to put or have the band secured here in the bottom. It's just so that keeps the bow standing. So that's what it would look like. I'm liking this. I'm really liking this, and I think I'm going to be working on making more bows in different colors. So far, these are the three. This is the three. These are the three metallic colors I have on hand. Of course, I like this color too, but it's not metallic. But I will be shopping for more, and I will be listing these in my Etsy shop. And I think I'm going to start working on making head ties. How do they call them? Back ties or headbands using nylon for babies. I think that's what I'm going to be doing and sharing. At the same time, try to build some of my props so I can get ready, so I can start shooting. I have my umbrellas, and well, I've got a lot of things to do, guys. I think my next tutorial, we're going to be making this little cutie here. This is also for my camera. It has a hair tie, and these are what you call the camera buddy lens assistants. You can also put something here in the back to make a sound and just get the child's attention. So, hey guys, thanks so very much for being here with me, guys. Please, if you have not given my channel a thumbs up, I appreciate that you would do that for me, and just, you know, support my channel. And God bless you guys, and remember, try to be safe, okay? Look, somebody just arrived here at home. Bye bye, guys.